Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming and tuning in. We're gonna play some more Final Fantasy. I'm very excited. We've just hit a very weird moment, where we're in Yasulani, but as it exists as a shard of another reflection, and it has been locally for the last 30 years. So, things are weird. Queen Sphene, the Queen of Reason, has been showing us around. The King of Resolve is one very nasty Zaralja who has had 30 years to build a military to attack us using this advanced technology. But Sphene is trying to ingratiate herself to us, and I don't trust her. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. I don't trust Sphene even a little. Wooklamat is starting to, at the very least, trust that her affection for her people is genuine. But Sphene was just like, ah, yeah, Lamati. And Wooklamat was like, that's weird. But yeah, you can call me that. And it's like, no, don't, don't let her get close to you. Do you hear that? Oh boy.
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Oh boy. Is this gonna be some, like, weird fascism shit? Saralja? Or does this have to do with, Kafkoya,
I'm glad you could make it.
Erenville's mom?
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
Is this Namika? It is,
Here,
yeah.
Namika. Everything is going to be all right.
That's the bracelet.
Oh, whoa.
What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her.
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Yeah, 30 years.
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end. Has she no more soul cells?
Yeah, here it
She
is.
always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Oh god.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on in us.
Like the
Living on
Yakoi.
in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
I think this might be altogether
Wait!
more literal.
Where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
I'll hold her hand, Wuklamot.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
Oh, Wuklamot. Oh, Namika. No, why do they always gotta make it sad?
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
Don't own nothing that shit. That's incredibly important. I'm gonna guess they turn her soul into lightning and use it to power shit. In a horrifying dystopian move.
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it feels very rejoining.
Which
But, like,
invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
without the accompanying, like, calamity for the whole star.
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the
There it is.
continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sven's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Ah, but of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
I presume that's where they're taking Namika.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
I don't like the name Solution 9. I don't like when anything is called a solution.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoraljar resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases.
Don't make excuses for her.
But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm.
We still haven't addressed that she was in Tuliolal during the invasion. We got a glimpse of her, that she was there. So her whole, like, we didn't even know there was anything beyond the barrier until, like, a second ago. I don't trust anything she's saying right now. I don't trust any of this shit.
It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
And then this shit where it's like, she's like, oh, I can't say anything right now. But it's like, it doesn't seem to correlate to, like... maybe it's that. Whatever those
Not as
things
if
are
we have
present.
other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway.
Because she doesn't have one. So maybe those are also listening devices. Because I was going to say, it didn't seem like there was any commonality to when she was like, I can't talk freely. But it could be those.
Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
Boom, erased. She will live on in memory unless we remove all the memory.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Fuck off.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Please tell me the cloud is like a physical place we can go to, because that would be really funny. Are we all just looking up at the clouds? No, okay. Yeah, because that, I mean, if there's a decentralized server, or a centralized server, rather, vis-a-vis the cloud, it would be there. What's going on? How could Pepuane suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. God, I gotta get on my different pitched Britishes. I have one British voice and I'm just pitching it differently. Alright. Hello, working resident. An old woman named Namika. Afraid I don't know that person. Sorry I couldn't be of help. This is where she just was. So, like, hello, you were, like, her caregiver. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you say that it was a woman named Namika. Well, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. Goodness. What's that? Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she'd spent time here, I would remember. Yeah, I don't like this. I also like that some of the, like, Pepuane's voice feels like a little bit Canadian, which I like as sort of a twist on, like, the fact that Shaktaral is North America. And so, like, we were in the American South, and then we're like, the Southwest, and then we're sort of twisting it so the different reflection is, like, Canada. But yeah, Pepuane, his voice feels like just a twinge Canadian. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. You would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act, too, and I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepuane seemingly forgot, a light on the device on his head began to blink. Would there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed. If we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kafkuya instead. Kafkiwa. Sven said to try the Thunderyards. It should be in this direction. What's that thing? There's a little thing. What are you? Impossible. What are you, little floating TV? Hmm? Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. What? Oh, I love the little floating TV. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Aaronville? Are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Does it have, like, his mom's voice or some crazy shit? I don't trust anything that happens in this dimension. Weird cyber shit. It's like soul cells and whatever, like they're definitely taking people and putting them in robots. Or in other people. Yeah, what's up, Aaronville? Do you have any... Yeah, that voice, could it be? That's what I was thinking. As soon as he was, like, weird about it, I was like, it's gotta have his mom's voice or something. There it is. It does kind of look like a little Robo Bunny. You found it. To the northeast. And it must be bound for the mines. Come on, then. Could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. God, how Alize has grown from the one who rushes in too quickly to the one who warns us not to rush in too quickly. My little girl's all grown up. Alright, that is a massive choke. Oh no, it's a horse. I thought it was a chocobo. With just some really cool barding. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. Why do I get the feeling this is not going to be a fight? This is going to be a tearful reunion. That's also, like, existentially horrifying. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh boy.
What is this?
Aaronville!
Okay.
A trap?
It really is you!
Huh?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Alexandria.
My darling, what now?
Is his dead name.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun.
Oh,
But what are
goodness.
you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun bun?
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
You kind of look a little different.
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galul Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Alexandria was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope.
We absolutely do not recognize you
Can't
as the
say
problem.
that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in. Friends of my Alexandria are always welcome.
Are we gonna talk about...
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Are we gonna talk about her being a robot, or... just take that in stride? Does she know?
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place, how are things still getting stranger?
As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, you'll need to ask her. Let's hear what she has to say. Nice mug of coffee. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Baldesion. It's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this? It's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. Okay. Oh, she's in the fucking cloud, isn't she? God damn it. So she's, like, not, like, biologically alive anymore? We're members of a resistance organization. Oblivion, we call ourselves. And our goal is to thwart Zoralja's ambitions for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Though truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then, does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zeralja. But we failed to do that. Now he's taken his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electro-technology. And that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. First, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation, to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Ah, okay, so it's a meritocracy. Awful. Souls as a common resource, and payment for services rendered. Oh, hey, it's like Dark Soul. The void-sent practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind. And similarly, I expect that the act comes with some risk. Yeah. Wouldn't the consciousness of others corrupt your own? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. The reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing them. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what they meant by memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. Oh, hell yeah, PowerPoint time. I love when they give me a PowerPoint. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. Interesting, so does that mean that the Sea of Souls is, like, thinning as they do this? The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Because if nobody's soul is going back to the Sea of Souls, oh goodness. Floating between scenes is not having fun. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system, be remembered forever. This is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Yakoi philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Yeah, because it's not a living memory, right? It's an archived memory. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. It all comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used Electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could, so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed to be best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that the Turali would also accept this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sphene didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Ah, so you've already met. She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yachts in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zoralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. It's suspicious. Whatever her motives, she's given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. We kinda did with Namika. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, you should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me and you'll find out. But yeah, wouldn't the ethereal sea, like the Sea of Souls, like, be thinning if this many souls are being, like, recycled and used. Instead of being allowed to return. Or I guess what happens when somebody dies of a not natural cause? Because they get a new soul. Right? They use a soul cell to refresh theirs, but where does their original soul go? Is it destroyed, or does that return to the Ethereal Sea? Everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunderyard's hunters to fell any fiends found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika, one of these hunters. Okay. Let's go find Strika. Strika? I did see a couple NPCs talking, and one of them was like, "Oh man, I wish I got the hunter assignment." The other was like, "Yeah, if only I'd passed my exam." So, like, clearly there's some level of, like, job lottery or like, assessment to determine what your occupation should be. Which is also dystopian. Kafkoya, what are you doing here? And with so many friends? Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assume they were wearing special regulators like Queen Spheen's crown, but they aren't wearing anything at all. Spheen has a... Okay. I think Spheen's crown is not a special regulator. I think that's what she tells her people to go like, oh yeah, I'm also doing, instead of going, yeah, no, I don't trust that shit even a bit. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. But what if they're struck by lightning, or attacked by beasts? I can assure you, they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Kafkiwa said you're a hunter, but wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact that they're weak to lightning. The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this lot here to see the danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case it'd be shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. You all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? You cause a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby. There's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. Okay. I can go murder a bunch of beasts. I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. Erenville, stay here. Alright. Let's go do some murdering. I should get my combat HUD up. Not that I think this is going to be particularly difficult. Charged bolt. Yeah, I was doing, this morning I just managed to snagged my 6 fates I needed to get the riding map, because I was like, I knew I didn't have access to the whole of the... Oh, oops. There you are. The whole of the area yet. To get all the ether points. And even then I would have to wait. For MSQ to catch up. And I was not paying attention to my health. I'm glad that worked out. Oh, I should get my my companion out again. I have a healer companion. I think it's just being in cutscenes has run out my time. Oh, now we get a cutscene, of course. Hello. This one will do nicely. Okay, cool, cyber pugilist. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I have face words. Just watch. I don't like the looks of this. Let us help! Oh no. Look out! Ah! We're gonna see her get a fresh soul. Preserve. She needs healing. Nope, she's good. This is what Zeralja did that one time. She said something about a special selection of hunter souls. That was embarrassing. Bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This'll only take a moment. This is where we're getting the special hunter soul. This is the other thing Zeralja used. Just fucking air comboing it. Just like Zeralja. Come on, let's get out of here. That's also a function of the regulator? Oh boy. So when we fight Zeralja, we just gotta rip that thing off his head. I think I understand now how Zeralja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of the serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard, who did the same. So you've crossed paths with one of the King's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same, in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. I hate how casual that is. I hate how normalized this is to them. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls. Those of peoples, those of beasts. Souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? They work much in the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you used the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with the Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings becomes more and more reminiscent of Void Scent. Yet, unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. Civilizations and their reflections are surprising indeed. I fucking hate this shit. This is so anathema to everything I value. While we have our thoughts on us, while we all have our thoughts on souls, for now the important thing is we know what power Zoralja has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. I mean, isn't that kind of... Like, we discussed this in Endwalker, right? Because, when you die and your soul goes back to the ethereal sea, before it rejoins the sea itself, it's washed of memory. Which also means it's washed of memory modification. Right? Because wasn't that one of the things that happened with the, was it with the Studium? Where they had the thing where they, couldn't talk about the secret project, but if you died, then you would get your memories back or something. There's definitely, we've talked about, washing memories off of the soul as a natural process. This is no longer... Oh, no, that's not what it was. It was the memory modification in Elpis, where when the Asians who were affected returned to the ethereal sea, that was washed off of them and they remembered before being returned to the Sea of Souls. That's what it was. Okay. This is no longer only Tuliyolal's concern. With his newfound power, Zoralja has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed. He has to be stopped, no matter the cost. The worth of a soul. Wow. Embracing oblivion. I trust you've gained an insight into the use of souls in Alexandria? It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect I'll need some time to digest it all, but for now, let's head back to Earth and Sky. That's right. There's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. Yeah, because now we're on even time, right? Because we've had this like partial rejoining. Whereas before Zoralja had 30 years and we had a couple days. Now we're on the same timeline. So we can't just do as much as we want here. I'm sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tuliyollal and Alexandria. And while Zoralja knows everything about us, we know hardly anything about what he's become. Indeed, I haven't even seen what lies within that enormous tower, Everkeep. So here, I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Kafkiwa and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust. This is what I was hoping you would realize about the Queen. But the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Zoralja. Sphene, too, claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? It's simple, really. Their leader is Erenvil's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Sphene may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her at her word. Thank you! Oh my god, thanks. I should have just kept clicking. I shouldn't have taken a moment to comment. A fair point. Knowing Zoralja, we must assume that his arrangement with Sphene was not made without some consideration. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on. There's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of the ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliyollal. As you say, we have no proof that it really is Kafkiwa. But I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zoralja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erenville. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? I trust you as well. That's always the way of it with you. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. Alright. Let's talk. Kafkiwa. Kafkiwa, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zoralja. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vowed resolve, it falls to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Zoralja. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. I realize that this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you. Fussy little bun. He's all the reason I need. Then it's decided. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Fussy little bun. Thank you, Kafkiwa, everyone. Together we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zoralja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? After a fashion. The king resides on the uppermost level. But while Queen Sphene has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it can only be the Queen. Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Zoralja will eventually march on Tuliyollal again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. No, he'll take the field. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tuliyollal. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him. So now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But if he won't deign to appear, then we'll force him to do so. Yeah, what do you mean? Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Kona instead. He'll attack Tuliyollal again, like he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Tuliyollal requires that Zaralja lead his forces through Vanguard. We'll have lookouts keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Y'shtola, and will make sure to keep our comrades apprised of developments. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zaralja to move, you do well to prepare for battle. It begins with familiarizing yourselves with the technology that empowers it. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh? I thought this place was it. You'll be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. Well, you see, we were just getting citizenship. Ah, about that. Sveen said that she'd make it so we could enter without issue. She did. Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Let's go Solution that 9, baby. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? They keep saying eh, they must be Canadian. After all, names are good to know when you're working together. What's up? I'm Giodi. That's how we pronounce it here in this dimension. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geode, the leader of this hideout. And the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakwe. I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? And that explains the resemblance. Wayakwe is a Tanawaltan name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right. Our mother is Tuliyolan, and our father is Alexandria. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. So, what made you decide to join Oblivion? No, now all my voices are becoming Canadian. We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope he'd be released. But when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who'd known him. That bastard. Even here he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together, we'll avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. You introduce yourself too. Go on. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is a Tonawaltan name, haven't the faintest how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes. Our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. And that's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts all. Ah, Elenishbia, one last thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kafkiwa. She talks about you so much, it's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. And I got some slices of cake. Some little cake slices. Yeah, we're getting a meanwhile? Yep, meanwhile in Everkeep. Sir Aljon. There's the cloud.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wuglamart bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wuklamat and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wuklamat, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
What now?
Solution 9. Right. Kafkiwa is waiting. Let's head to the tower. I'm just gonna go to outskirts. Okay, there's the some of the Ethan current quests for this region. Yeah, okay, there's none over it. Yeah, Solani. Here we go. It's a very shiny floor. Ah, there you are. Queen Sphene has registered you as guests. You should be able to march right in. And if she hasn't, then you may have a swarm of Zoralja's minions to deal with. Nothing for it but to see if Sphene has betrayed us, eh? Thank you for your diligent service, friends. My companions and I would like to pass, if you'd be so kind. Outrunner Guide Unit identified. Registration number verified. 6 accompanying civilians identified. Verifying credentials. Credentials verified. Welcome, guests of Queen Sphene. What a relief. There you have it. Seems the Queen was true to her word. Follow me, everyone. Solution 9 awaits. I'm worried. I'm worrying. This is me when I worry. It does look like a pretty tight cyberpunk arcology.
Everkeep, a tower of electrope piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds. Occupying the 9th level of this 12-tiered structure is a residential district called Solution 9. In so naming their home, what hopes did its founders harbor for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
God, they're gonna add so much fucking streetwear. I'm so excited for all the glamour stuff. It's so bisexual in here.
Spectacular, isn't it? There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction. A city of shimmering electrope, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed the light back home in Tuliolo. Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why not take a moment to explore? I believe lived experiences are far more educational than dry explanations. And you want to know more about Sphene and Zoralja's Dominion, do you not?
You want to know more about their dominion, don't you? The cheery tone. We do need to better understand who and what we're dealing with here.
It's no less than our duty.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Absolutely. As Sphene's registered guest, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny. The elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
All right then, we'll show ourselves around.
Sick.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
Yeah, that's definitely what I had in mind.
Try not to enjoy yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
Once you've explored to your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Understood. We'll see you later. I shall speak with the residents. Perhaps one of them will recognize the earring.
I love they just fucking booked it. They were just like, they said explore, we can go. Run, go.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside of a tower?
So, what aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand. Just know that I'm safe. But come, tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in her. You must have been through a lot together.
You might say that. For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Wait, what? You did? Eleanor Spear, why didn't you mention this sooner?
Listen, Kafkiwa, you're being difficult, so he gets to be
We
too.
want to explore together. It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home is all.
Of course, Wicklamat. I will hold your hand. Tower's inside a tower? I see it, but I still can't believe it. For now, I say we proceed straight ahead. If we feel like we're getting lost, we can always turn around and go back the way we came. I see an Ethernet shard. Oh, these ones are cool. These ones are cool. The Aetherite up there looks pretty tight. This... I keep trying to get on my horse. This may become my new favorite Aetherite design. Let me get a better look at it. Clear that. Lay Node 9. Yeah, no, that's my new favorite Aetherite design. Followed by Girabania. Followed by Tirali. They have cranked up the... Man, you really gotta get close to it to attune, hey? They really cranked up the Aetherite design hard on this one. Look at that. That looks so good. And the way it's shimmering with the new lighting engine, that shit rules. Ugh, a crossroads already? This place is too much. I have no idea where I should go. Right, I made up my mind. Let's head to that building there. Yeah, okay, I can't get to anything else here. That's a different sector. The recreation zone. So go over here and then we'll... Or actually, let's attune to the Aetherite first. Ethernet shard. Just in case this moves us in a cutscene somehow. I love the Ethernet shards too, they're so little. Well, they're actually... I mean, compared to everything else, they're chunky. But I like them. I like their little chunky guys. This was called an arcade, but I think it's using the traditional sense of arcade as like a sort of open strip mall.
Ah! There you are! Lamati!
Sphene!
I was worried you might have had trouble at the checkpoint, but I see everything went according to plan.
Well, that's thanks to you.
Now, I know you've scarcely arrived, but I have a request to make of you.
Oh, a request, you say?
Yes, an important one.
Yeah. What's it about? Is she gonna be like, have fun? That's my only wish. Some bullshit, or is this gonna be real?
I'll say it plain. I want you to make peace with Zeralja.
Nah, okay. There it is.
What? I thought you said you weren't on his side.
We have come no closer to seeing eye to eye, nor do I condone his methods. Be that as it may, I don't want you to fight him. I don't want you to regret a decision made in anger and haste. Unequipped with regulators as you are, the risk is too great.
I appreciate your concern, but you ask the impossible. Zeralja murdered our father. His minions slaughtered our countrymen. He will never renounce his war. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to stop him. I know you love your people too, and so you must understand how I feel. Why I cannot, will not back down.
I do understand. All too well. Let me say only this then. Zeralja will use any means to win. If you would protect your people, return to them at once and prepare. Prepare as best you can. It may ring hollow coming from the queen of an enemy nation. But unlike me, you still have the power to determine your own fate.
You really are a curious one. Look, you needn't worry for us. We have dependable comrades holding the fort in Tulihyolal. They'll keep everyone safe, so we can devote our attention to affairs here.
Please.
I won't yield on this either.
So you have comrades on whom you can rely.
I'm not doing the whole like, don't worry, I'll be with her so I can like help her make the right choice. It's like, no, this is not gonna work. You're not convincing us to back off or to
Envy.
make peace.
You know, we'd like to learn more about you.
About me?
To be frank, we're still not sure whether or not you're trustworthy. So, if you have a moment, would you show us around the district? That way, we can get to know you better.
You're asking me, the Queen, to show you around? Oh, but I jest. I'm flattered that you've taken an interest in me. Very well, I shall be your guide. You're my guests, after all, and teaching you about my realm would be a pleasure in and of itself. If you like, I can introduce you to my citizens, too. I consider them family, as you do yours.
By all means, we're in your capable hands.
That you are. This will be an enjoyable and enlightening tour, I promise.
Okay, I don't want to get too comfy in this, like, oh, we're going on a tour around the cyberpunk city. But it is fun. Let's begin then, shall we? I must say, I'm really grateful. This place is so vast and confusing, I didn't even know where to begin. While the district may seem daunting in size and structure, all the key facilities are situated near ley nodes, what you call etherites. Remember this, and you won't lose your way. Now then, seeing as it is right here, I will show you the Nexus Arcade first. Please, follow me. Yeah, definitely the older sense of the word arcade. I don't see any video games, but I could be wrong. This complex is home to all manner of shops. From food and daily necessities to technological conveniences, you can find most everything here. Everkeep's interior is vast, as you've observed. This arcade makes it possible for people to acquire what they need in one centralized location. Amazing. How do you get to the upper levels? I don't see stairs. Do you see the glowing pattern over yonder? That is an automatic conveyor. Such contraptions are found throughout Everkeep, allowing us to swiftly move between faraway places. And will spare us some walking. Are they also made from that strange metal? What's it? Yes, the conveyors are powered by electrobe. As a matter of fact, the ore is integrated into just about... Ugh. What happened? The ore is integrated into just about everything in Everkeep, even the floors and walls. Have a sip. By etching arcane circuits upon it, electrobe can be used to convert lightning energy to those of other elements. In so doing, we can achieve various effects. For instance, a conversion to wind produces flotation, which is required for the propulsion of our flying vehicles. A conversion to fire, meanwhile, produces light and heat, and it is employed in devices such as street lamps and heaters. There are even self-heating cups that keep your drink warm. Can you make a drink cold if you convert to ice instead? You certainly can. Our vending machines do just that. They have vending machines here? Fuck yeah, I wanna get a fruit sando. chili fruit sando from a vending machine. What's more, multiple energies can also be combined to produce some clever effects. For instance, by manipulating the air with wind while projecting light with lightning, it is possible to alter one's appearance. It's almost scary what you can do with Electro. If such a wondrous material existed in our world, I imagine everyone would be fighting over it. We did. We had wars about it. This shop over here, what does it sell? Ah, yes. Let's go and take a look. I dare say you will find it interesting. So I wonder with, like, you can change your appearance, whether that is, like, their version of glamour prisms, or if it's, like, a hologram overlay deal. I mean, I imagine it functions like a hologram overlay deal. Cool, I'll have to get the script exchange open here. This shop sells food. Those are the items on the counter. That's food? I can't imagine what they taste like. I thought you might be surprised. Your countrymen were too in the beginning. Come, you must sample something. Choose one and I will purchase it. Welcome, friends. How lucky you are for Her Majesty to treat you. The 5 items on display are our most popular. I recommend one of them if this is your first time. Oh, let's do it. You're gonna pull a Mord Sook here. Select an item that interests you. Slab of pink hexagons. Liquid-filled pouch. Long rectangular bar. Hexagon-patterned bag. And black and yellow tin. I mean, I love a pouched applesauce. What do we got in here? Ah, the Revivifying Tonic. I take it you're thirsty. The flavor is a sublime blend of sweet and salty, and it stays fresh for over 10 years thanks to the special container. Okay, I want to look at everything before I choose. The synthetic fruit pellets. They're our best approximation of the taste and texture of grape. I've never tried the real fruit, so I can't say how faithful they are, but there's no denying their popularity. They brought back low poly grape. It's here. It's low poly grape. Long rectangular bar. Keen on the perfect meal bar, are you? It's all the nutrients your body needs, packaged into a single foodstuff. The flavor is formulated to never taste dull, and one bar will satisfy you for a whole day. Many folks prefer this to taking multiple meals. Alright, what's in here? Ah, yes, the salad paste. This is designed for those who are concerned about their figure. With its blend of 9 varieties of vegetables, it'll help your efforts to slim down. Fashion models swear by it, and youths can't get enough of the stuff either. See, I want a salad, but I don't want, like, a diet food. What's in this tin? This here is cultivated steak. It's not quite the same thing as they produce in the outskirts, but it's a sight more affordable. This particular product is known as Gold Label, and it's a delicious hybrid of beef and chicken grown at the plant on the 4th level. Alright. I think I want applesauce pouch. Well, let's go with applesauce pouch. I would love to have a salad. I love a vegetable. I don't want, like, a diet food. That sounds miserable. Well, they're all very tempting. I'm gonna have the steak. I'm absolutely starving. Thank you for your custom. This being Her Majesty's treat, it's bound to taste all the better. Say, would you mind sampling your selections here and now? It's been a long time since we had newcomers, and I'd love to see your reactions. Sampling your selections here and now. This is a great chance to learn about Alexandrian culture, Nona. Let's dig in. Give me my applesauce pouch. Alright, here I go. How is your stink? With the mud sleeve, you sample your selection. Gulp gulp. Amazing! I've never had any meat like this before. It's tender like chicken, but flavorsome like ronek. And the spices give it just the right amount of kick. I could eat this every day. Don't mind them. They're just happy to see your honest reaction. And how about you? It's pretty good. I love a pouched food. I'm not used to a salty pouched food, but I enjoy a pouched food. It's always such a pleasure. My thanks for humoring me. This does take me back. That was chaotic when the people of Tuliyollal first arrived. We endeavored to learn about one another and embraced our differences. Ah, right. What about you, Sphene? Aren't you having something to eat, too? I appreciate the thought, but I'm fine for now, thank you. Alright. But what's your favorite food, if you don't mind me asking? My favorite food? You some sort of robot you'd not eat? Why do you wish to know this? Because I want to get to know you better. Why else? The more you know someone, the more you grow fond of them. That's what my old man believed, and my experiences have led me to believe the same. My favorite food? Thank you for following her, Phillips. Is it such a difficult question? She's a robot, she doesn't eat food. She's some sort of secret robot. I'm sorry, it's just... when I think of those who labor to bring us the food, I find I can't settle on one thing. I thought I was indecisive, but you're something else. Indecisive? Perhaps I am, but you didn't need to laugh about it. Oh my god! Are you a baby? Are you a baby Mamulja? Are you a little baby Mamulja? Hold on. Hold on. Where are you? Where are you, secret hidden baby? Where are you? I want to see a cute little baby. I don't know about you, but I'm satisfied. Let's keep moving. Very well. Next, I was thinking of showing you the residential sector, but it's in part so I can tend to personal matters. It's a visitation, to be precise, and I believe it will be educational for you as well. Would the two of you mind accompanying me? Not at all. Wonderful. Let me know when you've seen enough here, and we'll make our way. Okay, is there anything else I gotta do here? I got the... etherite. I haven't grabbed... oh, that's the residential section. That's where we're going. I will definitely have to come back here and unlock the collectible turn-ins. Let's actually... we've been going for a little under 2 hours. Let's take a break here. So we'll just take 5 minutes, grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back, and we'll continue exploring Solution 9. This is pretty dang cool. So I will see you all shortly. Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Let's resume our tour, shall we? Ready? Then let's head to the residential sector. It lies to the southwest. As we walk, I would be glad to tell you about any places of interest that we come upon. Okay, cool. We got talkie locations. We don't have any active now. Although, what is... oh, here, let me use my sprint. But then I'll see if Sphene has any interesting small talk options. Lamati trusts you without question. How nice it would be to have such a friend. Okay. Alright, Sphinx. This is Mosaic Cafe. Here you can buy drinks to enjoy while you relax. I see. In Tuliola, there's a similar establishment called Spaliatier. That's seashell in the local tongue. Is there a story behind the name Mosaic? There is. In our continent, the races are named for stones. There's the Hune, who resembled some Tonawauta, the tall and graceful Eldite, and the diminutive and affable Milala. When they all gather here, they appear as a mosaic of colors. Thus did the founder choose to name the cafe. That's nice. If they served tacos here, it'd be perfect. Tacos? A traditional Turali dish, and one of my favorite foods. You must try it one day. Oh, yes, definitely. I can eat food. I'm not a robot. We'll make it happen once we've restored peace to Tuliola. Right, let's continue on. The fact that she's like, right, I'll definitely eat that food, and she doesn't have a favorite. She's a robot, right? She's a robot. She's like some sort of AI that's been charged with, like, managing the populace. Let's get this Ethernet shard. There we go. Alright, Sveen. And here we are. These buildings are where our citizens live. They're massive. Each one is bigger than a palace. They have to be, for just about all Alexandrians have apartments here. Lest you wonder, I'm here to visit some people. Their apartment is in the building on the left here, at Residential Radius 914. Residential Radius? That's right. Come, the door opens automatically. There we go, now we got a conversation spot. Sprint. Let's go. This is the lobby, a common area for residents. I see. And what does that machine there do? Ah, the concierge. They look after the residents. If you require assistance or have questions, they would be glad to assist. Is that so? I've no shortage of questions, but I'll direct them at you for now. By all means, you may consider me your personal concierge. Hey, Sveen, can anyone live in this place? Naturally. In fact, many of your countrymen make their homes here. No matter your origin or race, occupation or regulator usage, all Alexandrian citizens are eligible for an apartment. This includes those who you met who work in the outskirts. You've taken care of everyone for 30 years. I'm truly grateful. And yet she still looks so young. It's almost like she's a fucking robot. This is the place. Mother and son live here. Uh-oh. Hello, Isadora. Your Majesty, you came. I have friends with me today. Is that all right? Of course. Friends of the Queen are friends of ours. Please, make yourselves at home. How has Milos been? There's been no change, but the symptoms are thankfully mild today. Hello, Milos. Have you missed me? My son was born with Levin sickness. a severe etheric imbalance towards lightning. As a result, he suffers from paralysis. He cannot walk and struggles to speak. For a blessing, he still has his hearing, and on bad days he can communicate with his eyes. I see. Sphene visits often, does she? She does. Milos simply adores her. He sometimes even manages to smile when she's here. What of yourself, Isadora? How are you holding up? You needn't worry about me, Your Majesty. You always make time for us, and we have everything we need. I'm glad to hear that, but you mustn't strain yourself, understood? There's nothing you can do for him. Perhaps a treatment with souls, or... Unfortunately, no. While souls can revive those who have met with an accident, they cannot reverse the effects of old age and illness. Truth be told, many children are born like Milos. The illness has existed for generations, but we've been unable to find a cure. The cause is quite clear, though. The excess lightning in the environment. It's no coincidence the number of cases has risen dramatically these past 30 years. It's all my fault. What was that? I'm sorry, Isadora, but I must be going. I promise to make it a proper visit next time, with treats to share. There's no need to apologize, Your Majesty. If it weren't for you, Milos and I wouldn't still be here. Thank you, Queen Sphene. It's my pleasure, Milos. I'll be back soon, so be a good boy. For your mother and for me. I mean, etheric imbalance, isn't that a thing that we kind of talked about with like tempering? Isn't it? It's like impression of an etheric signature onto you that can then be sort of washed off with repeated treatments with the porksy. My thanks for accompanying me on the visit. The illness is a part of life in Alexandria, and I thought that you should know about it. We'll find a cure one day, mark my words. We'll make it so unfortunate children like Milos smile again. We'll make it so unfortunate. People, her family. Well, let's continue the tour, shall we? But look, you obviously have duties to attend to. The citizens to look after. We can stop here if you like. No. I do this because I want to. So please, do not worry. Next, I'll show you to one of the district's most vital facilities, a place called Resolution. To reach it, we'll need to go by way of Lane Node 9, where the Aetherite is situated. Lane Node 9. Okay, so we'll just use the Ethernet to hop back over there. This is presumably the other, like, separated area? One of two separated areas. Oh, hell yeah. They go on one of the jump boost pads. Just like in Fortnite. The conveyor ahead will transport you to the government sector, where Resolution is located. The markings on a conveyor indicate its direction, and there's a pair just like it on the other side. Is it safe? Extremely. There's no need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? Come on, Nona. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, it straight up teleports you. Okay. I was expecting like a jump pad, but it like turns you into energy for a little bit. Alright, let's get this Ethernet shard, and then we'll talk to Safine. The government sector. There we go. Hello, Sphene. Tell us about your government, and about you being a robot. And here we are. Resolution, the operational heart of Solution 9. From Resolution, we oversee the running of the district and provide essential services to citizens, such as welfare support and job introductions. It's quicker to show than tell, so let's proceed inside. Okay, so there is a welfare system, despite the fact that everything runs on, like, the souls of the deceased. Which is kind of terrifying. That looked like just straight up a Pokemon Center. That looks like a Pokemon Center. That's a
Strange
Pokemon
contraptions
Center.
everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits.
Okay, so they have credits also.
Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians, and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
I'm keen to learn too. I wanna know why you have a weird soul system, because it's somehow related to the Calamity, but...
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while.
Be warned that this cutscene is very long.
In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago it said, lightning energy began to swell in our world. According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year. The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation. Electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
How was it discovered? Is
Indeed.
it mined?
One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed Electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity.
Okay, difficult to obtain in quantity, yet your whole city is built out of it. Yeah,
Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders, then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge. As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor Lindblom committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction. They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
Okay, so this is like if, when they tested the first nuke, it did ignite the atmosphere. Something that they thought was possible and then did anyway.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
It doesn't make me think about the Flood of Light. Because that was about the extinguishing of darkness leading to an overflow of light. Flood of Darkness sounds more... Thank you for the follow, Vixen. Appreciate it. This sounds more like the Flood of Darkness, where it's the weaponization of that brings about the calamity.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
That's quite a tale.
That still doesn't explain how, like, electrope was incredibly scarce, and all of a sudden you have a city built in almost entirely out of it? I don't think Alexandria was as passive in that conflict as she's leading us to believe.
Your Majesty, help me! I beg you, help me!
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one! But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any! Please, you must do something!
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
Right, what about that welfare system that we said existed? Is that anything? Or is it like our current welfare system in the United States where you have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops to even, like, qualify?
That's not true! I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the king's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight!
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again.
This is not a great, like, this is, oh, what a sweet sentiment, but, like, you're telling it to someone who's broke because their industry has died. Like...
We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents.
This is not a triumphant moment. This is a demonstration of a failing welfare system. I don't... we should not react to this and go like...
I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep moving, shall we?
And go like, oh wow, what a good ruler. That's... no. That's saying, hey, your welfare system is failing its constituents.
Right. I believe we've visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
There's definitely
That
2 more
man from before.
Ethernets occurrence.
Does that sort of thing happen often?
Or Ethernet shards.
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Hardships are a fact of life.
Oh, and that happens somewhat often.
Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
Thank you, Wooklamat.
No.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed siblings, much as you have yours for souls.
They're being used for something behind the scenes, right? The fact that she wasn't like, well, it's so ingrained and like all this stuff. Like she just blanket said no and didn't explain. There's something about the system of soul processing. There's something happening behind the scenes that is like necessary to their infrastructure, I'm certain, that she can't divulge.
But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things, restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
But I'm gonna get interrupted.
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import. Well, it was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Zoralja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much.
Fact, she said Levin sickness was all her fault.
It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Val Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
Someone has to have gotten a picture of the, like, writing on her chest piece and on her back and translated it from the, like, Eorzean characters, right? What was Sven wanting to tell us, I wonder? Well, it can wait for another time. We've been exploring for a while now. We should probably go to Kafkiwa's meeting point. I forget how to say it every time. That'll be back the way we came, I think? Okay, is this gonna take us to that third area? Looks like maybe. Why can't I... Why is it... Why is it locked? Am I at level 98 quests? Do I need to swap back to Dark Knight to finish this quest? Oh my god, I do. We're at level 98 quests. Holy shit. I've finally gotten to the point where the MSQ XP isn't enough. I'll have to do a little red mage grinding off stream. Sven genuinely cares for her people. I can respect her for that. And thanks to her tour, I've come to better understand the lives of Alexandrians. I don't feel so strange and distant anymore. Let's head to the meeting point. So, we're supposed to go to a place called True View in the eastern sector. This conveyor ought to take us there. You know, once you get used to it, they're actually kind of fun. Come on, Nona. Alright, let's go. Let's go. I have Ethernet shards to collect. You know what I can do the Ether Current quests. Those will get me some XP for Red Mage. This is the right place, you think? I don't see the others, though. Well, rather than sitting and waiting, we might as well explore a bit more. Huh? Nona, look over there! It's the little Mamulja child! A Mamulja child? What are they doing here? And it's a blue-scaled Hubigo. Did Mamulja have a child? Oh my god, they're so adorable. They're so cute. Hi, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Little baby. Little baby guy. This little sweetie. You'll notice too, right? Resemblance to Zoralja. Blue scales of a Bunewa with the features of a Hubigo. This can't be a coincidence. At any rate, it wouldn't do to leave such a small child on their own. Come on, let's go after them. What is the name of this song that's playing right now? Because that's my favorite song in the entire Dawntrail soundtrack so far. With the little quacky oboe. Oh, sick. It's a graphics card. They have an enormous graphics card in the center of the recreation district. I do love the, like, fashion model ads and stuff with, like, cute little Lalafells in the like, streetwear. It's fun. So this is TrueView. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it does seem lively. Oh, it's one of those graphics cards with a little display on it. That building's just about the only one that isn't lit up. Not open for business at the moment, I guess. That's the Arcadian, I presume. Which I think is supposed to be the Raid series? Hi. Huh? What? I didn't see you there. Little baby noise. Listen, we don't mean you any harm. We just want to talk. Is this who Kafkiwa was sending to meet us? It's a bit odd, don't you think? They run off when we approach, only to suddenly reappear. Would it be they want to take us somewhere? Is that the way of it? You want us to follow you? Why is there like a little Zoralja clone? So it is. Alright then, lead the way. Choose to depart. We'll come out, we'll accompany you. The blue-scaled Hubigo child will then begin moving. Don't fall behind. Okay. Oh god, they're fast. I'm gonna try and get this Ethernet shard. Okay. Oh, okay, I just have to rejoin. That's fine. It's nice that it stops for you, instead of having to, like, catch up. That way I can zip back out here and grab the last Ethernet shard after, I'm done with this part of the story. Because I assume we're going to the last one there. Oh no, maybe we're going by all of them. Oh no, going in there. Let's grab this Ethernet shard first. Then we will catch up with this little baby Zoralja clone. I assume they're clones. Because, like... there's not, like, another Mamulja he could have procreated with. But also he's the resilient son, so maybe that's how he was made, as he was cloned. Is this where you wanted to bring us? It's a bar. What? Children are not allowed in bars. What is this place? I meant to relax here. It isn't working for me. Hey, what's your name? So you're still not inclined to talk. He'll only talk if he's completely comfortable with you. You know him? Everyone has the same hairstyle as me. I, like, literally just chose this for this expansion. And now every character has it. This is, it's from Bosnia. Like, it's not an easy hairstyle to obtain. After a fashion. But never mind that. How about something to wet your whistle? What voice did I even do for Melancholy? Adorable as you are, it's on the house. I can recommend our special, Her Majesty. I'll prepare one without liquor for the boy, too. Thanks, but no thanks. We're supposed to meet a friend named Kafkiwa. But we ran into the child on the way, and he led us here. Oh, so you're with Kafkiwa. Well, good. In that case, go and have a chat with Big Tassos there. He'll show you to a fun place. What about him? I don't think he's in the mood to talk, so he can tend the bar with me. This is taking a turn for the strange, but you don't think we're walking into a trap, do you? Damned if this doesn't have suspicious written all over it. What is this fun place meant to be? Is Kafkiwa there? Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Hey, Big Tassos. Gives you teeth. Sarah's normally off limits, but Kafkiwa's told us about you. Just follow the corridor, right into the room at the end. Let's go, Nona. Whatever happens, you won't catch me being surprised.
Wonderful! They're here!
We've only just arrived ourselves.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is like schematics of
I bid you
Everkeep.
welcome to the back room. Oblivion's humble headquarters.
A hideout tucked behind a drinking hole. Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Yeah. The
Our
Rising
members
Stones,
here are
Waking
mainly
Sands.
creators and adapters. That is, scientists and engineers who specialize in electro. They use their skills to provide support to our field operatives. Geralt, Shale, be so kind as to give our friends an overview of your duties.
Geralt. Hello, Geralt.
Well, there's provisioning. Gotta have supplies to fight a good fight, ain't ya? Luckily, we got the tools to craft most of what we need.
Gathering intelligence is another vital aspect of our work. Everkeep's core system is a veritable treasure trove of information. You just need to know how to get in and find it. We also handle surveillance and communications, watching the enemy's movements and coordinating our own, that sort of thing.
And among all our activities, we
Is that the soul process?
The organization credited with laying the foundations of electrope technology. From the soul management system to Everkeep's design, they're behind just about everything you see here. It'd be no exaggeration to say they made this realm what it is. But their magnum opus was without a doubt the power which was used to join Alexandria to Tural. Interdimensional fusion.
Said power isn't unlike my summoning technique and the magic within Azam's crystal. Yet, though the effect is localized, to be able to fuse realities. Even with my knowledge, I struggle to conceive how it could be possible.
Incidentally, the founders of our group, a husband and wife, were members of Preservation at one point. That they opposed the fusing of worlds, and so defected in order to prevent it.
While not entirely unexpected, given what we have seen, this is still quite the revelation.
By the by, that's an interesting earring you have there. A novel way of carrying a data storage device. Oh, you didn't know? Well, as a precautionary measure against machine infiltration, we scan everyone as they enter. And when we scanned you, we detected a small quantity of electrope. Though it's been dressed up, that earring is a storage device and no mistake. Bought it from a shop here, did you?
No, it isn't bought, but inherited.
You see, I was a baby who got thrown through a portal, and also my parents are probably that husband and wife duo.
So these people sent you through the portal along with the earring?
Do you know aught of them?
Listen, Cryo.
There they are.
The husband and wife who founded our order. It's believed that they were Malala. Though we have no evidence at present, we can't rule out the possibility that they were your parents, or perhaps close relations. This I posit because they were the very individuals who spearheaded the research into interdimensional fusion. As traitors to preservation, they were relentlessly pursued. If they had a child they feared they couldn't keep safe, entrusting her to the people of another world might have been their best option.
My parents, the founders of Oblivion. Tell me everything you know about them, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Anything and everything.
We don't even know their names, I'm afraid. In a bid to elude Preservation's agents, we suspect they erased all trace of themselves.
But we do have a data storage device that they left.
I'm sorry we couldn't be of more help. If you're interested, though, you're welcome to review our accumulated data.
Yes, please. As an individual and member of my order both, I wish to learn as much as possible.
I should also like to peruse the data. Where the joining of realities is concerned, I may well be of service.
Of course. Feel free to peruse to your heart's content.
Thank you.
Are we gonna read that USB
If you
she's
like,
wearing on her ear?
I can examine your earring. I have to say, the prospect that it belonged to our founders has me itching to take a look.
I dare say we have enough eyes to pore over your records. Is there any other way we might be productive?
Not right now. We're still waiting for Zoralja to make the next move.
In that case, Alice, would you mind accompanying me?
Gladly.
Oh, I've buggered it up again!
Never a moment's peace. Pay him no mind. I don't.
You two there! One of you give me a hand, would you? Don't matter who.
I just remembered I have matters to discuss with Shay.
God damn it. Hi, Geralt slash Krenalt hat slash Garlemalt. Who are you this time? Who are you in this reality? Genalt. Sorry you had to see me passion spilling over. Happens when you put your heart and soul into your craft, you know. And not to be weird or nothing, but I felt a sense of kinship when I saw you. As if we've met in another life. Any road. As I was saying, I need someone to lend me a hand. I haven't slept for 2 nights now. Not a single wink. I'm ripe to collapse. Can't afford to, though. Got folks relying on me, see? But I'm to keep at it. I need you to fetch me my favorite energy tonic. You need me to go to the bar. That voucher's good for 2 cans. One for yourself by way of welcome. Can't get the stuff at any old vending machine, though. Need to talk to a bloke named Philemon. Find him tending a bar out on the main strip. Off you go now. Okay. Everybody else gets to look at the books and read the USB. But no. I have to go find a can of Red Bull. Okay, we got our last Ethernet shard down here, so we'll grab this after we got Red Bull into... or Monster. It could be Monster. Welcome. What are you having? Energy tonics you can't get from vending machines? How dare you suggest that I sell such dangerous stuff? Away with you! Away with you and don't come back! Got a voucher? Slip it to me then. Nice and subtle. Ah, so you're collecting for Geralt. A can for him and a can for you, eh? Oh, this is like those Panera charged lemonades. That's what they're dangerous for. Here you go. Yours is formulated for beginners. Gentler than the full-strength stuff. It's not contraband or anything, so you won't run afoul of the authorities. But if the Rodina Consortium was made aware of my special selection, it'd be bad for business. Now, seeing as that's your first time, I want you to drink your tonic here. Just in case there are side effects. Okay. Have the beginner's energy tonic. Drain the tonic in a single pull. Now that's how you do it. Your pulse ought to quicken soon, after which you'll start to see everything more clearly. And then finally, you'll feel a roaring surge of energy. People say it's like growing a pair of rainbow wings. Well, you haven't up and cocked it, so hurry along and give Geralt his tonic. Tends to leave it to the last moment, and I suspect he's about to keel over. What the fuck? Huh? What? What? It turned me fucking Super Saiyan. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, it is the Arcadian down here. Let's go to the end stuff. Oh, I really like these little characters on the signs. And that's the Neon Stein. Geralt, you won't believe it. It turned me Rainbow Super Saiyan. You got the tonic. Give it here, quick. Is that a 3D printer? It sure is. Ah, that's the stuff. Ain't nothing like it to blow the cobwebs right out. With a great big kaboom. Waking something feral in me, it does. Transforms me into a remorseless beast what won't stop till it's done what it was born to do. Any road. Sorry for sending you off on an errand like that. Just can't concentrate without the tonic, you know? And the pile of work only ever gets bigger. Speaking of which, I better get back to it. Those weapons and tools ain't gonna enhance themselves. It is a little 3D printer. That's cool. Little 3D printer cabinet.
I've been meaning to ask about that Mamulja child. Could he be...
Yes. In all likelihood, he's Zoralja's son.
So you think so too? But what is he doing here?
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the Drift Downs a few years ago.
To think he'd cast aside his child.
Unless his child is a spy.
We can't say for certain who he was born to, or why he was on his own. But he's a blue-scaled Hubigo, and Zoralja is the only other one around. That being the case, everyone assumes they're father and son. Even the boy has put two and two together. This all happened when he was very little, so he has no recollection of his parents. It breaks my heart to think of it.
What's his name?
Gulja.
Aww. Gulja.
It was my hope that he'd grow up to be a man of principle, like his grandfather.
Gulja.
It's a fine name.
I should mention that the boy is a little unusual.
The boy.
At first, I intended to raise him as my own. But just when I thought he was warming to me, he suddenly disappeared. We searched high and low for several days. And where should he turn up? But in the wilds near Everkeep.
What? It's a miracle he didn't fall prey to fiends.
See? That's another unusual thing. Creatures don't seem to attack him. He could pick his way through the Thunder Yards as if he were on a stroll. On making inquiries, we learned that he had been living alone and receiving food from the people of the outskirts. This became something of a pattern. We track him down and bring him back, only for him to disappear again within a matter of days. He would return to the wilds without fail, and once again rely on the kindness of strangers to survive. Finally, I took the hint and left him be, giving him the solitude he prefers, and lending a hand only when he explicitly asks.
If Gulja is Zoralja's child, that makes him my nephew. Assuming he's willing, I'd be glad to take him in like Papa did for me. But seeing as I'm here to kill his father...
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be right.
Yeah-oh.
Who was that?
Oh, let's look at this data.
Oh dear. It's Galulja.
Oh.
Don't tell me he heard everything.
Ah, this is my fault. I asked that he be kept away, but I should have taken more precautions.
I'm going after him. I need to explain.
Wait, Lamachi. I understand your haste, but it'd be best to coordinate a search. Kapkiwa, do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no telling, I'm afraid. He could as easily be outside the tower as here in Solution 9.
If those who can fight would search below, my mother and I will scour the district.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it.
Gotta find the baby. Find the baby. But, you know what? I think maybe we find the baby next time. So for now, let's call it there. I'll have my schedule up on Sunday, but I'm expecting to play more Final Fantasy Monday. I'm undecided whether I'm gonna play on Wednesday as well, or if I want to go back to doing Mahjong, because I do miss streaming Mahjong. But I might wait until I'm at level 100 with this. Just to, like, space it a little bit, so that I can get through stuff. I don't know how much the rate of progression slows down in the last couple levels, so maybe I'll ask some of my friends who are further ahead of me to tell me what that looks like. But for now, keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll definitely be back on Monday. Let's see, who is streaming? So I'd like to go raid my friends. Yeah, let's see if this works. So it was giving me trouble the other day. Yeah, there we go. Let's go raid Puff. They're playing some Stardew Valley super modded, I think with weed mods. So let's go raid them. That's gonna be fun. I will see you all next time